Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all having a great day today. Today, I wanted to talk about the reprobate verses because I've had so many people who struggle with same-sex attraction on this channel who have had these quoted at them or who just feel like they're reprobates because they struggle with constant fear, OCD, whatever it might be. So today, we're going to look at these verses in context because I'm telling you, if you are worrying that you think you are a reprobate, I'm going to explain why that most likely means that you are not a reprobate. So just starting off, we're going to go to Romans 1, verse 21. In it, it says, because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the incorruptible God or uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds, and to four-footed beasts, and creeping things. So this verse is talking about people who have a knowledge of God, but are not glorifying God as God. They're not worshiping him. They are instead turning away from God and literally making idols, like it says, to birds, four-footed beasts, and creeping things, all that kind of stuff. If we continue reading 124, wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lusts of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of God into a lie and worshipped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause, refusing to worship God and instead making their own idols, for this cause God gave them up unto vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was meat. So yes, we see that homosexuality was something that they were given up to. However, if you try to use this specific scenario in which God gives them up to that specific sin, then you need to keep reading and include all of the other sins that are included in that, because homosexuality was not the only thing they were given up onto. If we keep reading, because a lot of people will stop there, and we see, if we read on in verse 128, after 127, it says, and even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whispers. Who hasn't done these? Backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents. Who on this earth is going to tell me, no one on this earth, I believe, can tell me that they've listened to their parents 100% of the time. That is just not true. If you've stolen from the cookie jar, are you a reprobate now? Because it says it right here. It's one of the reprobate sins. Obviously not. Without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. So if you are going to use the argument, like I said before, that because God gave them over to it in this specific situation, then you have to include all of the other sins that are listed here, because it's not just homosexuality that these people were given over to. They were given over, like it says, debate, deceit, malignity, whispers, backbiters, haters of God, proud, boasters. Like, again, who hasn't done some of these things? It also mentions covetousness, which Paul even said he struggled with. Was Paul a reprobate? Obviously not. And I'm sorry that I'm getting a little bit passionate, I like to use that word right now, but just the fact that people are so blind to this, and I feel like almost purposefully blind. I feel like people, I've made videos where I've explained it super clear, which I'm trying to do right now, and people will still be like, no, these people are, you're going to hell anyway because blah, blah, blah. Like, I feel like, again, it comes from a place of people just not wanting certain people saved. People just don't want gay people saved, and that to me is extremely, what is the word? Unmerciful, which is listed as one of the reprobate sins here. So I don't know what to tell you guys. If you're going to go based off of what sin someone has in their life as to whether or not they're saved, then you have to look inward. You have to look inward because all of us still to this day struggle with sin. If you are trusting in anything that you are doing or not doing for salvation, apart from trusting in Jesus's finished work on the cross, then again, you need to rethink that, because it says, by the works of the law shall no flesh be justified. I'm not saying this to encourage sin. I'm saying this because we cannot bring any work that we are doing into our salvation, because it is based off of Jesus Christ's finished work alone. This flesh is sinful in and of itself. Flesh is in our very veins. It says flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom for a reason, because this flesh is sinful. That's why we need new glorified bodies once we, once we become, once we actually get to heaven. So I really hope this helps whoever needed to hear this. If you are struggling with whatever sin it might be, no, that does not mean you are a reprobate. Again, because why did God give them up to a reprobate mind? Because they refused to worship God and made literal idols. So have you done that? I really don't think you have. If you're even worrying about this, then clearly I don't think you've done this, because it says that they didn't care. They literally just did not care. That is what caused God to give them up to a reprobate mind. They did not care about God. They said, I don't think so. Let's just make some idols about, birds, four-footed beasts, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So again, really hope this video helps whoever needed to hear this. Hope this gives you some clarity. No, if you struggle with homosexuality, you are not a reprobate. The only thing that will cause someone to go to hell is not trusting in the finished work of Christ for salvation. It's a free gift. Please receive it. So as always, if you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, do not ever hesitate to leave me a comment down below or shoot me an email at my email address, which is going to be down here. Also, we have a blog for this channel now where we have articles. If you are a writer, I encourage you to write an article. If you have a story to share or a testimony to give, feel free to email that to me as well at the same email before, christiancampos@gmail.com. Also, if you guys want to check out the other articles, like I said, the link to the blog will be in the description box. Also, if you guys have any prayer requests, let me know of those as well. And as always, have a lovely rest of your day, and God bless.